listening to Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together with your host, Gina Pagnotta Murphy and Ebony Walton.
Hello, everybody, and how are you?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Seems like I'm not centered. We on time to. Can you turn it just? What we got going on today?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Welcome. Today is January the 18th. Here we go with this teleprompter. What the world? What the?
When did you get here, Gina? When?
That ain't got nothing to do with
Yes, it do. Yes, it do. Yes, it
That
does.
don't
Go
have
ahead.
anything to do with your teleprompter.
Yeah, it does. A lot.
But anyway, how you guys doing out there on this weekly Tuesday after what we had our snow blizzard?
It wasn't a blizzard.
They act like it.
It wasn't a blizzard.
They scared to make sure it doesn't happen again like it did that time when Mary
Yeah.
Reed was on board.
Yeah.
People
It
were
was
so,
something.
ooh, it wasn't funny. I mean, I'm not laughing at the ones that got stranded out there. That was serious, but it was fun.
I'm going to click play for this.
But anyway, welcome. Today is January the 18th and Tell All Tuesday, and you're tuned in to Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together. And I am your host, Gina Pagnotta Murphy.
And I am your co-host. This show, Ebony Walton, this show is for City of Atlanta employees, whether new or seasoned, classified or non, on-site or teleworkers. This platform was created to bring awareness to all things, whether good or bad, within the city of Atlanta. This department.
See what I'm saying?
Teleprompter.
Something's going on with you and your I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No.
So
let's talk about it. Let's talk about this mess right here.
We are not.
Gina, semicolon.
No. I'm done with
Are we starting over again? Okay,
No.
Just get you and Spencer. Shout out to Spencer. Thank you for helping. I like the intro. Y'all doing a real good job.
I
My
did that.
sponsors. Oh, you did that?
Yeah,
Oh, my sponsor.
I did that.
Well, let's
I
help
sure
get
did.
you some help on the teleprompter. Anyway,
That's something I found too.
look, I'm trying to figure out which way is it. My left, this way. No, this way. Wait a minute.
If she was
This
on
way.
time, we would know what way.
I'm trying to
But
figure out
you
which
never
way
on
is
time.
my head.
Look like you just woke up. Did you just
No.
wake up? But in the
Okay,
ponytail.
Ebony, no, which way? I can't do it. Okay, that
That's the
way.
opposite.
The opposite.
It's the
Oh,
opposite.
Lord, y'all. I get dyslexia. But anyway, it's your fault, chatting room.
It's that what? You're late?
No, because I asked you guys last week, should I cut the tail or not? But I did go to the beauty parlor. You know I was having anxiety out of yin yang, but I did go to the beauty parlor, and they put this protein in my hair, and they don't want me to put no more ponytails in it for me. They're gonna make it thicken, and they're trying to, I was in there for like 3 hours, but guess what? They blocked out.
Nobody else could come in?
Yeah, nobody else could come in.
So
So
that's good.
yeah. So anyway, so you all excuse the hair because I'm getting used to it. They gave me this kind of big old brush that I'm supposed to brush. And look, when I did brush, didn't nothing come out, like strands of hair. So it must be doing something.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing.
So hopefully within a couple of weeks or months, she said at least 3 months, my hair should get kind of full. And they did not want to dye it because not yet. She said
It's too fragile.
Too fragile. But she said it's beautiful gray, y'all think? What you think? Anyway.
Happy Tuesday, KT.
So, Gina,
Just
inspiration for the day.
so we have two.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we have two. If you look at that one first, or you can see this one,
Okay.
or you could do both.
I'm going to do both.
Okay. So yesterday was what?
Martin Luther King's birthday.
Okay.
Well, day of celebration.
Day of celebration.
Okay. And
So this is his quote.
Yeah. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. That's an excerpt by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And there is a price to pay for speaking the truth. There's a bigger price to pay for living a lie. That's by Cornel West. Now, even though I do respect Martin Luther King Jr., but I love that second one.
I do too.
There is a price to pay for speaking the truth. And you know, you speak the truth now. You wearing.
So I was speaking a lie at first?
No, you were just quiet. But now you speaking the truth, and you know what's going on with some stuff, giving you heartburn. I've been having heartburn since 2005 when I started speaking the truth. Still having it. But the song of the day, which, you know, I love it. I love it. And I'm going to tell you why I wanted you to have this song of the week. I mean, the song of the week. You guys check it out. Check it out. We don't have the rights.
I picked it first, and then when I called you.
But we're saying mine, brilliant mind.
Because I was listening last night, and I was like, ooh.
And then I brought it up today. You said, that's what I was thinking.
At first, I wanted no dancing on what is it? No parking on the dance floor.
Oh, no,
yeah.
I didn't like that song.
Okay, whatever.
Even
so go ahead.
But check it. We don't have the rights to this music, but we're gonna play it a little bit for you.
What's the name of it? You didn't say yet?
I want them to tell us. Old school.
As a double Dutch bus coming down the street, it's moving pretty fast, so gotta shuffle your feet.
Did you see the video
Get
too?
on the bus.
Yeah, I'm shuffling down.
Tell the driver that you're going to a double Dutch affair right on.
What is it, y'all?
My double Dutch bus.
The double Dutch bus. Woo! City. Now that's the city of Atlanta's called. Okay, now I played that because, hold on a minute. I played that because Mayor Dickens, I mean, you know, the city of Atlanta is doing that bilingual thing, people, you know. That was like, if you bilingual, we really need you in certain departments for that language, you know, if you know how to speak other language, foreign language other than English. And I don't know, we're going to call that the double Dutch language. Izzle, bizzle, izzle, gizzle. So if you all understand what that is, we're going to need you to go in and apply for the city of Atlanta so you'll learn, help out people that speak like that have that kind of language. The double Dutch language is what we calling it in the city of Atlanta. Yes, ma'am, the double Dutch.
So do we have, what's your movie? Because I've been watching these. It's a series of Dracula. It ain't the old Dracula though, but it's pretty good. It's got a little humor to it. It's on Netflix.
If y'all ever known and been watching this podcast with Ebony and her movies, so dreary, so dark.
Oh gosh,
so
it's good
hard.
though. I like it.
That's how. Shout outs to your the people that answer E911.
That's how we think.
That's how their minds are, because they. You know, they can handle that stuff. Everybody can't do that job. Kudos to them. But after hours, that's what I get. She will call me and say, Jana, guess what? And by the time she finished telling me, I'm in tears. Ebony, that's cool. Just talk to you about it.
It's the life. It's the life. That's it.
Anyway,
so what movie do you have?
Well, the one that I was looking at, I had to turn off. I didn't kind of like. It was called Looking Glass, but I'm not going to refer that to you guys because we try to be. It was a little bit.
Hey, Miss Coons.
No. It's that guy that don't have no hair right here. What's his name? But he puts a toupee. Movie star. I used to like him. He was married to Lisa Marie Presley at one time. Anybody know who I'm talking about?
No. Okay,
well, anyway. It's called Looking Glass, but it's like a thriller drama, but, you know. I didn't know. But I got some quick gossip. We can't get to the gossip yet. Oh, okay. She won't. It's not.
Answer if you're listening. Call her, please. She won't do right. Ain't nothing I can do. I set it up. I work hard, and she still jumping. and do what she want to do. I don't understand.
Well, listen, when we get to that part, remind me,
Quick.
because it's not the movie part. That's why I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
But I was watching some bloggers, and I just
Bloggers?
wanted to say something about that because somebody asked me what my thoughts were.
Okay.
We are not bloggers. Let me make that clear. But we'll talk about that in the gossip column.
Okay.
Okay, so where we at?
What's the movie that you recommend? You still
I
haven't-
said Looking Glass, not recommend.
But
no.
you said they're not gonna recommend. How can you recommend and not recommend though?
Is that what you call it?
No.
What was that word?
No, that's not it.
What's that word you used?
Moving right along, you guys.
Autonomy.
No, that's not it.
Deuteronomy. What's the word then? We can move
It's
on.
dichotomy, but
Oh,
that's
dichotomy.
not what that is.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
not what it is.
All right.
Somebody, please.
Anybody out there, y'all got
Somebody
have y'all
take the
seen the
wheel.
movie? If you want to put it in the podcast, chat it in. What's a good movie that you all seen? What
Yeah,
is
I
it
need
over
some
here?
good ones.
I can't
I need
see.
some
You have
good
a
ones.
copy.
They're saying Happy Tuesday, ladies from KT. Happy
It's a
Tuesday.
double Dutch.
It's the
Hello.
double Dutch Bucks, Frankie Smith. Double double. Hello. From
Uh-oh.
Queens.
There got was Spanish English from your Spanish English bilingual double.
Double
Yeah,
bubble.
double bubble.
It's gonna be
Anyway,
a long day.
hey, we're gonna learn. We're gonna have a double Dutch
The Green Book.
language.
Green Book. What was the Green Book about?
I heard that.
Oh, she said she think you're talking about Nicolas Cage.
Yes,
Is it Nicolas?
Nicolas
Oh,
Cage.
He's real dreary. I don't like.
You
his
don't like
movies.
Nicolas Cage?
No, he is a very dreary. You talk about he is a very dreary.
Well, you
The
might
Green
like
Book.
it.
I'm not sure about the Green Book.
Isn't that a love story? The Green Book. That's a love
It
story.
sounds like something familiar like that.
Yeah.
So, what kudos do you have though?
Kudos to shout out to DPW, DOT, Department of Transportation, and especially in sanitation, all of those people that were there doing this, and my team, Fleet,
Mm-hmm.
that was there doing the ice and snowstorm. Anyway, let's call it an exercise, in case we do have one. But they did an exceptional job. I heard. Hey, I heard some of the leaders was on the ground too.
I did, and I saw.
They came up out the bunker.
Think of his name.
Who?
From City Council, the Ask Me guy.
Why you keep mentioning that?
Because he
around?
keeps
Don't
posting.
mention
He
that.
posts a lot. You got to.
Don't
you have to
mention
give
that
it to
word.
him.
Ask me on my podcast.
You got to give it to him. The guy was out with Public Works, or who was it? Public.
That city council person,
Yeah.
Johnson or I don't know.
I don't know his name. We got to know.
We saw him on that interview with
yes.
Vidalia Turner.
Yes.
Shout out to Vidalia Turner for a
Yes.
good interviewing process for city councils and mayor. She's the president of the Union for the Teachers Association.
No, we did not see the Green Book, but I just saw the thing I hadn't seen it at all. Maybe
Oh.
it's something we should watch.
Oh, speaking of green, I know something. Thank you. That brings that thought to my mind. You guys go check out Soylent Green. Remember?
Oh,
Did you see it?
no, not yet.
Soylent
I gotta be in the
Green.
mood for it.
Soylent Green.
We're not going to tell you what it's about. Just go see
It was made in 1970.
it. It was black and white. I think it's still. Is it black?
Black and white.
It looked like it was. I just turned it off. I saw the preview.
Listen,
for it.
it's an educational. It's
Mhm.
very good. It has a surprise ending. I was like, what the? Really? I had to make you think. But it refers to what's going on now.
Mhm.
Possibility. Soylent Green is still a timely.
Epic.
She's seen it. Thank you. So does it not, Ms. Coons, does it not have some kind of reflection on what's happening right now? Make you think,
But
don't
a lot of that stuff, a lot of old movies have a reflection of what's going on.
Somebody
right now.
was thinking about back then what's going on right now.
Because they know
That's
what's going to
scary.
happen.
Why you keep flicking? I
No,
see a
they
bit
don't,
late.
they don't see all of that.
But I see the late.
That's okay. You'll be all right.
What did she say?
Yes, totally.
Yes. You
Yeah.
guys, now that is a good one.
Everything's going to computers now. You heard Walmart is getting ready to do online.
With the robots,
Everything is going.
I
to
heard something about the
computers.
robots.
They're
Don't
gonna,
you?
they're gonna have everything on computers. Nobody's
The
gonna be able to
robots
have a
gonna be
job.
taking over. Oh,
Everything.
what? Okay. Go back to epic movies.
Mhm.
What was that? Invasion of the Worlds with them robots or whatever?
You had iRobot. You had with Will Smith. Then you had the ones where iRobot where they took over. You would just think that they would also while you're using those movies to go back and reflect on stuff. those robots turned on you.
Yeah, they did, especially
turned
that
on
one in the house. Did you all see that movie about the lady had the computerized home where she can say lights on, lights off, or blinds up?
You
And
can do that
that
now.
robot took over that woman.
You can do that now. Even that movie I just recently told you to watch it, you said, "Oh, don't tell me to watch it no more." They was pregnant. The girl had the baby, and they was had to go away to a place. Remember that?
That was the most.
That was
fun.
but it was a
my
robot
God.
thing. You
That
had to
was
think
something.
about,
I just saw that the front page of that on
Mhm.
the app.
but you have to think of everything was robot. Everything was robot. So what kind of we have anybody that lost anyone that you know of outside of what's been going on
Just
around
people,
me?
just everybody I know is just continually here and there getting sick and everything, and that's about it. And we want to keep everybody in prayer that's been tested positive for COVID, or we just want to make sure.
I just lost my pastor actually from that.
Wow.
That was one of them. After I just had a funeral this past Saturday, his is this Saturday, and then we found out yesterday his wife was sent to hospice yesterday. So that's a lot because they're like family.
Yeah.
They're definitely like family. We came here I was 13 years old, so we didn't have any family here. So once we joined the church, they became our family.
Yeah.
So it's been a heavy week, but we here.
And we're going
good.
to talk about that. So, about what you went through with that. So, me, I got to start getting my heartburn off. So after we have a little fun, and I'm going to get to the nitty gritty. Once you get through with this teleprompter
We
stuff,
done. Go ahead.
Gossiping.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was War of the Worlds. Thank you.
Yeah. One of many other movies. Because
Yes.
there's several other movies too.
Yeah, so we just want to do a silent of prayer, just a moment of silence for all those who are sick in the hospital or have passed, family members. A moment of silence for them, that speedy recovery, and hope you all are healed. Very Godspeed time. Moment of silence. Okay. So what's next, Miss Producer?
You got it. We good.
No, it says Gina Colon on
No,
the
that-
agenda
we're not doing
today.
that.
Oh, I ain't supposed to read that. See, I wouldn't make
I
politics.
don't know how.
I
can't
could
deal
do
with that.
politics good because my team would just be mad at me. See, she be ready to throw the towel in on me. You threw it in on me last week.
Yeah.
Wait,
She don't listen. I'm just gonna throw you. I'm not gonna throw the towel. I'm just gonna pick you up and throw.
Okay.
That's it.
Prayers. Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
So we're praying, and you all universal prayer go out that the Lord heals this land, that we start seeing some numbers come down.
Yeah.
And we understand that there is a link. If you don't have the link, Ebony, maybe we can put the link in the chat, or that we can order starting tomorrow. Home test kits. The government is giving free home test kits.
Last night to do that link, but we can send it to your emails.
You the producer. Anyway, we're gonna send it out in the emails to you.
And what is it?
Where you can get
Up to
4 kits maximum to your home. Every home, you go online and register, for the government is giving you free kits, and they're going to be mailing to you, I guess. And it's not going to be any shipping and stuff. No charges, free testing. Also, I saw on the email that Mayor Dickens has sent out an email about extending your incentive to June for getting your booster or your vaccine. So if you all are eligible and want it, and it's there for you to do, it is extended also to June.
And what is the incentive?
$100.
Okay.
$100. And if you're in Kaiser and Blue Cross, you get that annual $300.
They add more.
Yeah, it's $50 more for if you get the vaccine. And what I just saw a check come in. What does it say? I can't read.
VOMRED. I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, spell that out a little bit more. We're not sure because we haven't learned the double Dutch language yet.
Nah.
VOMRE red. Something bomb red. Can you expound on that a little bit more and let us know what it is, and we'll be sure to shout it out. So, in the meantime, what was I asked you? Don't let me forget.
The bloggers.
Oh,
It's so bossy.
You guys,
What?
I know this is not a blog, and we don't blog. Let me make that clear. Disclaimer. We're not bloggers. We set up this podcast, as we said, in our disclaimer front, to bring you information for the city of Atlanta, for the city employees. Also, we like to have a little fun with some stuff. We do parodies and hope we don't offend anybody. But it is what it is. You all will get to know me. You know Ebony. We're like yin yang, winter, summer. Negative, positive. But it works.
Who's the negative?
But you.
Oh, because I'm darker. Oh, okay, go ahead.
See, here we go.
Okay.
Turn my left
Go ahead.
to the right.
Go ahead.
Anyway, you see, I got the white hair. What kind of
This
color
is
your hair
kinda-
you got? Red. What is that?
This is kind of like blogging, though.
Is it kind of like blogging? Okay, did you look it up? I saw you.
Yeah, because
what
I
is,
wanted to say that out to you because I told you that before. So I said maybe she didn't remember.
what is
But
it
we
about-
just give information. So
But we're not
it's a
talking
daily-
about
it's a
nobody.
weekly
We didn't
thing.
call her no names.
No, that's not what blogging is. Blogging is like if you want to do recipes, you can blog recipes every day or weekly. It's
Oh,
just
is that what
being
it's
a-
called? Oh, well, okay, well, we're
Jesus.
anyway. Listen, y'all.
What?
Now we're not gonna get into, but I had to say this because if we are considered bloggers, then we need to know this. I don't know if you all watch YouTube, but someone asked me to bring this up in our podcast, and we're not going to get too far into it. But if you watch this blogger called Unwind with Tasha K.
Oh.
Now, I don't have a clue of all that's going on with Unwind with Tasha K and Cardi B. I don't get into Cardi B, never did, never will. She was gracious enough to get to where she is. Thank you. Good for you. You got your blessings. Tasha K, you grateful enough to get where you are, like we starting out. Since you say we bloggers, since we started out,
Okay.
I'm gracious for her to that. I'm not on either side. But here's my point. I'm about to tell you the truth. Whatever they got going on, they in the courts now. And Cardi B is suing Tasha K. Don't follow it, don't care. But I listened a little bit. Here's my thought. Somebody wanted to know what my thought was. Here's my thought. You have to be careful, even in the city of Atlanta's lifestyle and what we're doing. When you're coming out and talking about somebody and making some statements, you have what they call in the street language, the double Dutch language, receipts, meaning facts. And Pace does 99.99% of bringing you truth with facts. I don't sit up here and spur mess. Either I heard it with my own ears, seen it with my own eyes, or if you share it, we confirmed it before we put it out there, okay? But folks, be careful, because I'm talking to the people out there in that entertainment world and in the blogging world, that my point of all of this with Miss Tasha K and all of the other bloggers that's out there on the YouTube, if you don't stick together, okay, and she loses this case, that's going to set precedents for all bloggers on YouTube. Point blank. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So my point is, I got nothing to say about her, Cardi B, or the court. Don't know nothing about it, don't care. My point is, when someone gets out there and you got everybody want to turn on you now, and I think it's just because she moved up the ladder or whatever, but everybody turned on her now, her fellow bloggers or colleagues, for whatever reason. You be careful when you do that, because if you're trying to hurt the situation, just be silent and quiet and sit back and don't say nothing. Let the courts do what they need to do. And at the end of the day, let justice be served, whether it goes one way or the other. Because if you're getting out there trying to be ugly because you're jealous or whatever, we talked about that in the city of Atlanta. When you dig a hole for one, what happened? You fall in it. Let the courts do what it need to do. Y'all need to chill out, shut it down, shut your mouth, and let it happen. Because I got a feeling that if this case does go with all y'all in the input, goes against your colleague, your blogger colleague, it's going to come back to haunt you. Now, that's all I want to say on that, because we're not bloggers. We ain't in entertainment. But somebody asked me my opinion, and you know I got to give my opinion.
Oh, Lord, you would.
Do I see anything? What they say right there?
Blog is short for weblog. She still doesn't know what that is. She doesn't know.
Okay, we get back to the city. All right. So now, when we talk about opening that hole and putting yourself in it, people, employees, City of Atlanta employees, please don't come after each other like little, don't. If you got some issues, especially now, I'm talking to PACE members. If you have some issues with an employee and you know that they're PACE members, some of you may not know each other, but if you know they're a PACE member, bring it to us first. Bring it to us unless it's egregious. Somebody will threaten your life or pull a gun or knife on you. But let us try to bring you all to the table, and maybe we'll treat you to lunch. But look. Don't go out there pretending y'all having the issue just to get a free lunch. But maybe we'll bring you together at the table, break bread, and let's try to figure it out. Because you know what, Ebony, a lot of times, a lot of this stuff is personality.
That's all. And it could be something that they heard, or maybe it could be
that gossip.
Gossip, of course. That's something.
Ain't there a City of
Or it
Atlanta?
could just be something like, I don't know, maybe something about you I just don't like. Maybe you have some type of quality that I want, but I can't obtain it. I'm trying to say it. How else? So innately, maybe you just behave that way without even realizing that you are behaving that way. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's just misunderstanding, just miscommunication.
And let us talk to you. Let's try to help. Now, if we can't help you,
we've tried
we
several
tried
times.
But then we're gonna have to, like the justice, go into court. We have our ways, I's dotted, T's crossed, just like the bloggers going through their thing. Then you will have a right to a representative, and the other member will have a right to a different representative, and we'll go before whatever we need to go and make sure that you are get the best representation and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, that's just how. That's the best way to do it, especially if we are all union members. And here lately, we've been having a lot of union members and each other going at each other.
Yes,
and we can't have it.
Yes,
it's not. It's not what we're supposed to be doing.
And as your president of this union, what I will not tolerate is a member doing another member wrong intentionally.
Even if you are in a higher position than the other person.
That's
you
right.
Still need to be fair.
That's right.
Still need to be fair. If we're not going to do it for this person, don't do it for that one. Point blank. And that's citywide. That's just citywide. And that's the problem that we're having across the city in all departments.
I don't know if it's COVID brain or whatever
it ain't
it's
COVID
called.
brain. It's been happening before COVID.
It's just coming out
it's
more.
It's just happening. People are getting more tired of it and they getting fed up now.
And they're talking.
And they're
coming to us.
They are talking. They are talking.
It's so much stuff going on that I didn't even know was going on. And I thought we was on top of everything. Mm-hmm. But you guys just hear it from me that I'm telling you, if you're a member of PACE and you just don't want to go along with the program, what you're not going to do, and I hear about it, is be in an organization as elite as ours and the best that we are working for employees, and you want to degrade us or talk against us, then get out.
Yeah. So we're going to do something a little different today.
What we're going to do?
Because I've been so busy, wrapped up with the funerals, attending funerals and all of this other stuff. I really didn't, and I'm going to be honest, I did a little bit of work, but I didn't do a whole bunch with topics and stuff that I wanted to really get into today. So what we're going to do today.
Oh, she taking charge.
Yeah, I am taking charge.
Producer.
Today.
Go ahead.
So what we want to do is it anything that I know we might have supervisors in the chat. We might have just employees that are not disgruntled, but just tired of being tired. What is it that you would like to see in your department to be better or to be addressed? Or maybe it's some issues or some things that's coming up. I know in our department, we're doing evaluations and everybody is so confused. As always, every year we're confused. We're confused every single time we do evaluation. So if it's something that you want some clarity on or just to get off your chest, we ask you to put it in the chat and we'll discuss it. So we'll wait on you guys to do that. In the meantime, we continue on. We do want to start with what?
What's
just
different?
got it.
What
Just
is it?
got it.
Okay, read it. I can't see.
Hey.
Anonymous.
I just logged in and see y'all talking about funerals. Are you okay? I heard.
What you say?
It's the first thing we want to talk about. Lord have mercy. I heard how the CAD manager spoke to you the other night on Evening Watch when the systems kept going down. First, I wasn't going to talk about 911.
No, we're going to talk about 911.
I was
That's who I was really
it's
referring
still
to.
Fresh
911
for me, so it was a bad experience. To say that it was a very bad experience. So,
tell it. Tell it. Well,
I had a service, a funeral service. A friend of mine, like I said, I've been going to this particular church since I was 13 years old. My Sunday school teacher is now she's my mentor. She's my prayer person. That's who I call for everything. But not just her sons. She lost one son, her baby boy, 2 years ago, Jamie. And that was difficult, right? Then she lost just this past on January 4th on my daughter's birthday, her older son passed, and that was the way it happened. It was just unexpected. It was not a natural death, so everything was just kind of just happened. It just happened. So that was a lot. And like I said, I call them all the time. I call them at least once a month. They want to know about the job. They always praying for you. Anything. When I'm up against the wall, that's who I call. I speak to the sons first, and then I talk to the mom. They don't let me talk to mom until I talk to them first and tell them what's going on. So we family. And I requested for some days off. Initially, I asked for Saturday off. Okay. Then when I was told to put it in Schedule Express where you actually request them through the computer. So I put Saturday and Sunday. I spoke to, just thought about it and was like, you know what, I'm probably going to need both those days. Let me just go ahead and take both. So that's what I requested for both of those days. You just never know how you're going to be. And I hadn't had, just like I said last week, it didn't really hit me. Even last week, it didn't hit me. So I got denied. I got Saturday approved, but I got denied for Sunday because the weather was supposed to be bad. Okay, it is what it is. But the way that happened was it was a nasty email, even with that. Okay, it is what it is. So I go to the service. Sunday comes and I go into work. But again, I was not in the right mindset or anything. And it just wasn't, well, let me go back. Friday night, what this anonymous is referring to, I guess they was listening because they're never, even in the communication center, that's another thing. There's no privacy, period. But the CAD manager and myself never have had any type of words before, nothing. The CAD system had went down. I sent the email out to all the parties, including himself, but I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of what was going on. Also, I was not really in a position to speak, right? I had just found out. Now, I had this funeral on Saturday, but at 7:44, my mom called and told me that our pastor had passed. So, and then his wife is in, at that time, she was in the hospital. So, and I'm trying not to get emotional, but so I got that call. Once I got that call, I sent out this email about the system going down. And so the CAD manager called and I said, well, is there anything that's going on with the system? Why do we know why it's going down? Is this going to keep happening? Because it kept happening. And he said he was unaware, but he was on his way. He came up there. When he came up there, my mother called me, or my sister called me. Somebody called me. Anyway, I had to leave. I walked to the restroom. I had to get myself together. So I was a little emotional. And y'all know I'm not an emotional person. But I couldn't get it together that particular time. So anyway, I go there. When I come back, one of the supervisors was like, hey, so-and-so is here for you. He was looking for you. And as she's saying this, I'm looking at my emails, and he had sent me some emails with exclamation marks yelling at me like, hey, I came, you wasn't here. If you're going to, next time you call me, you do. And I'm like, what? This was in the email. And he had addressed it to me and put the director on it and the assistant director, which those two, he wasn't aware of my situation, but they were. So I would have expected them to either respond back and say, something, but it didn't happen. So the supervisor said she had explained to him, hey, she just got some bad news. Somebody died. She'll be back. She went to the restroom. He comes up behind me. Now I'm sitting like right here at the computer, looking at the computer, because again, I'm really not in the mood to be talking or for anybody to even see my face. It was just really swole from, I had been crying, was coming out the bathroom. So first thing out of his mouth is not, hey, are you okay? Or, no, that wasn't it. The first thing he says was, don't ever send an email. You call me. I couldn't speak. Had I spoken, I probably would have said something wrong, but I couldn't speak at that moment. No words could come out. I couldn't speak. It was too much. On top of that, then I had to come and deal with this at the job. And like I said, I've never had any type of anything, no dealings with him as far as this. So you don't even know my personality to even say, even if you're playing to talk to me like that, but he wasn't playing. He was upset, as he's always upset when we call him about anything relating to this system. So finally, at the end, when he saw I wasn't responding, because like I said, I didn't have anything I couldn't say anything. I remember putting my hand up or whatever, and that was it. Then he says, you okay? I was done.
Remember what I told y'all last week what to do? She did it.
What I do?
Remember when somebody come up and say something, you just.
I did it unknowingly then, because I didn't have anything to give.
Can't argue with but yourself.
I had nothing to give.
And then when he realized she wasn't responding, then he want to know, you okay?
Yeah.
Because that's just not a natural thing for people that don't respond.
No.
But that CAD manager,
especially me.
we don't have to say no name.
No.
But that CAD manager, and y'all know him. Y'all better tell him. I said he owes her an apology.
I don't even want his apology.
No, he gonna give you one. You do one. I said so. You don't see people look. We talk about this all the time, but see, he apparently is not in the union, because if he was in the union, me and him be having a face-to-face. We'll meet somewhere. I'll pay your lunch to cuss you out. Number two, he don't understand. He must be miserable.
I don't even think it's that. It's just because it was who it was. And then again, like I said, that's the system. I don't know what it was. It could have been, I don't know, but it's very insensitive.
We just have to be careful how we treat people, how we talk to people. Come on. Everybody is human.
I felt like so many times with supervisors and managers that they are rude and don't know how to speak to people. But if you spoke to them in that manner, it's a courtesy problem. It would be. If I had came to him like that, or anybody in that center like that, they would have been writing me up for courtesy.
What's the other one?
Yes, Ebony, you are due for an apology.
Absolutely. Take it.
If it comes, I'll take it, but it's no big deal.
It
probably won't be.
It's not going to come because I'm going to have to send him a letter and tell him to make it come. That's how it's going to be.
It is.
But see, what I tell y'all, negative.
That's not negative. It is what it is. Because
I felt your pain. But see, I felt your pain. Everyone, see, we don't all talk to everybody. In my role for you as your elected official, president, and Ebony appointee as the vice president of this union, we can't talk to you all. And it's limited people we can share our private moments with. And Ebony is hard. And I pick at her about being dark and all of that. But she's still human. And she does have a soft heart when it comes to things that trigger empathy. And it happened to her. The people that someone that was close to her twice, in a 24-hour period of time, and the stress going on, and her anxiety that she doesn't share, but I know it is with pandemic, and the job itself. And then we all break down For her to have to go to that bathroom and break down, her supervisor should have been consoling, giving her a break, I would, or send her home. And then to deny her to go to a funeral, we're talking about, well, we said, you've been understaffed forever. Okay? So what difference with her not being there that Sunday was going to matter? And then the fact that you got there, y'all was staffed with leadership.
I mean, they had people there.
To me, this makes it seem like retaliatory. You're doing somebody an intentional wrong, and you in the union. I'm going to call it out there. What I say, I'm going to call it out there. Don't give it to me. Don't call me and ask me if you don't want to hear the truth. And I have to pray for you because I don't want to be mean-spirited like you or whoever wants to do that. We have got to take a step back, take a deep breath, relax, calm it down. We got to fight this pandemic. We are going through trying times with our families, with ourselves. We don't need to come to work and have somebody browbeat because you're miserable.
I think what it's more of is putting your personal feelings to the side. I'm going to read them in a second because we got quite a few. Putting your personal feelings to the side. I ain't expecting nobody to come in. Just respect that.
I want you to do that to me.
You're different, Gina. You're different. I'm the opposite. I even text one of the supervisors Elle came and she said, after I called her that morning, she was like, I'm coming to work at 7. I'm coming in early just so I can be there with you. And that
kudos to you, Elle. Kudos
that was
to
a lot.
you.
But I texted her and I said, when you get here, do not hug me, do not touch me, don't do anything. Because if she was to do any of that, I would have had to go home.
So what's wrong with that? You're human.
That is true. However, that's how I am. Let me process how I process. Just
so
because you don't touch
you.
I don't want you. If I said don't touch me, I said don't touch me. Don't do that.
Oh. I want to see you cry.
Why?
Don't y'all want to see her cry?
No.
She's human. No.
I don't need to see me cry. So that's all I'm saying. You know, if that was nice just for her to have stayed coming in early, and she works overnight shift, so that was nice just to be there. But like I said, we
need more like that. Kudos, you guys, because at the end of the day, guess what? You go home. This is just what you're paid to do when you clock in. Mm-hmm. It ain't your job as far as your ownership. You don't get no, what you call them things, share stock. You don't have none of that involved. So whether it fails or and guess what? If they let you go today or something happen to you, God forbid, tomorrow, you might get some flowers and somebody be in that seat in 24 hours.
That's it.
So you guys better get yourself in the right perspective and quit mistreating people unnecessarily. Because you're not going to progress and not going to succeed being ugly and mean-spirited. And if you're out there and you don't like what I'm saying, I ain't calling no names, but if the shoe fit, wear it. And you don't like what I'm saying, give me a call.
Hey, how do you say her name?
Where?
Miss Boston.
Shauna.
Shauna and Stanley.
Oh,
hey,
Shauna from Boston. Hey, Shauna. Look, we can do it now. We must be some bloggers or something like you were saying. We get people coming from Boston
now
online.
She want to be a blogger.
No, I don't need a blogger.
You hurry.
They be keeping me in court every day.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back to some of these
things.
I feel like, okay, we got that one. What good will it do with all the managers are BFFs?
Best friends
for life,
right?
Yeah, and they are all.
Oh, but on that 3-1, we getting ready to take care of that. Just hold your horses.
I'm a man, person first, then employee.
That's right.
What Anonymous said. It appears to me there is ongoing levels of incivility in the work taking place. Yes, it is. Sometimes those managers, officials need to be brought back down to earth. They need to be called out on their stuff, whether or not it makes a difference. And that's true. Speaking of clocking in, can anyone explain why the training department felt the need to have a work from home day? I mean, who are they training at home?
Let me ask that
question. Wait a minute. Department.
Hold up. Let me take the wheel on that.
What wheel to take?
Because I heard that about y'all training department taking the work from home.
Yeah.
How do you train somebody from home?
When I got back to work last week, I just heard somebody mention it. I don't really know the whole process to it. I just heard what they were saying, and from what they were saying was you have your training department there, and they get one day that they telework. I guess for COVID whatnot. However, the employees that are training, they are new employees, so they're not on 911. They're not on dispatch either. They still come in 5 days a week.
So what are they doing on that that telework day?
Well, from what I was told, one of the
allegedly,
some of the employees that are senior employees are asked to come in early, 4 hours prior to their shift, I guess, or 4 hours after the shift. Come in early. I'm guessing, like I said, that's just what I've just heard. To stand and fill in the gap, just to be there with those employees.
Okay, so I'm gonna be I'm gonna be devil's advocate right now.
Wow.
Okay, this may not happen, but it could, because I always think out the box.
Go ahead.
So we were just talking about being wrong, intentionally hurting someone. So say that you was even saying about it just might be something about me you don't like. So I'm a senior person coming in, got to come in and train you, and I don't like you.
You don't know me though.
I don't care. I just don't like you.
It happens.
So I'm gonna train you wrong. Hear the crickets. And then that person that got trained wrong messes up, causes a big problem. Guess who's gonna get rolled up or fired?
You are.
The one who
trained them.
How?
You would expect that's what's supposed to happen, but that's not a good thing.
It's good to me.
Because the newer employees, the trainers, the senior trainers don't really know them. They don't have that. So they do teach them.
But what happens if they do?
How?
You all said it, best friends. They're hiring and bringing people in off that there's cousins and aunts and best friends and church
not
members.
With the trainers. That's the upper management. That's the upper part of leadership.
But the upper part of leadership is bringing in
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Anyway. Is that CAD manager in that training group?
No, I think he's in his own group.
Oh, okay.
He's the CAD person.
Well, listen, let me say this about 911, because we weren't going to talk about 911 today.
I really do.
But somebody, because I told her, I said, I'm so tired of 911 with this mess. But we did meet with Mr. Pendleton. We are going to meet again with him, trying to get a meeting with him this week. We have all of your surveys that were sent out. Ebony kind of did a collage with it and printed it out. So I'm going to send it all to Atlanta City Council and the mayor.
And those surveys was heavy.
I appreciate you. Kudos to you for finally, all of you E911 operators, dispatchers, call takers, whomever you are. You all sent those surveys in for the first time. We've done one before, but this time you all were truthful. Yeah. You told the truth. You sent it out to us, and we compiled it, did a compilation of it, and it's going to the people.
Best survey ever. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was. I didn't expect
most
people to say half of what they. I was very much shocked.
And you called me 1
I was
o'clock
like,
in the morning.
wow, this is some, and the stuff that y'all are saying, it's really. I'm sorry. I hate it.
It was the truth.
I hate it. Because you would think, and all I can say is, these are your people that are answering the call when you need them the most. And if they're not in a good space, what kind of service are you going to get?
So no names will be shared with who we sending it to.
No.
A cover letter has been made to expound on what we're sending. But trust and believe, it is going to city council.
And some employees wrote 3-page letters.
Yeah. We sent it all in a packet form. It's going to city council, Mayor Dickens, the new, I don't know, whoever, John King, whoever's the new CEO right now, and Jeffrey Norman, our commissioner of HR, and Chief Bryant. But they all going to get the same information at the same time.
Hold on, we got another question. I was recently placed on sick leave warning / abuse. I heard Pace had a meeting and the sick leave was supposed to be done away with. Is there any truth to this? If so, will mine be retracted? So there's this sick leave form, the one I showed you last week. Remember that form that we had took months back? As we were looking at it, how do you put somebody on on a warning and give them a date? You putting them on a warning, but you're giving them the disciplinary action at the same time. Those papers were supposed to be done away with. When we had our meeting
with Chief
Bryant and the HR Commissioner Norman, they were supposed to have done away with that particular sheet. Now they are keeping up with regular sick leave tracking or whatnot. I think mine, I had one because I received one. It was for a date in November. I was out on a Sunday sick, and then it was in conjunction with my off, like that next Monday was my off day. And then in December, I had a date in Sunday that I was sick. We had that outbreak in the center, and then I was having those throat issues. Remember, I called out that Saturday and Sunday. And so again, that was in conjunction with my off day. So they put me on a warning, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to sign it because first we were supposed to have done away with those sheets. And that's not a warning. I had in the past 6 months, we doing the evaluation. So they was going back to 6 months. In the past 6 months, how can you say that's a pattern when it's just the last 2 months I had a Sunday off one month and a Sunday off next month? That's not a pattern. That's not a whole excessive of calling out. The whole time I probably called out 6 times in the whole year. So that's not excessive. We get 13, 12 days of sick leave with the city?
Basically, because everybody gets the same amount no matter how many.
I didn't even supersede that. I didn't supersede 5 days. So I didn't sign it. So it's still with my file though, but we are filing grievances. And so from this point going forward, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to file grievances if it's not correct. Okay. Yes, so I'm on it today because I'm tired and frustrated with this department and the entire management team, director, deputy director, managers, etc. Yeah. Okay. So
let me bring it in, wheel it in home.
Go ahead.
First of all, we're going to be working with HR and Mayor Dickens and basically the council. Mm-hmm. That we're requesting that they need to take this legislation and all these rules and regulations in the 114.528 where there's gray areas to make it black and white, plain and simple. That's going to take a little time, but one of the first things that we want to address is the sick leave abuse policy. 911 is very fluent in doing it the wrong way, so we're going to be addressing that, but it's totally through the whole city. First of all, we need to find out what constitutes sick leave abuse. That's to be interpreted by whomever giving it. And that needs to stop.
It needs to be a whole outline.
Right. The city needs to come up, and we, PACE, will help them come up with a matrix of what constitutes sick leave abuse. So here's the thing. You guys got to follow the progressive steps of discipline. Now, you all going to have your OPS package. What I just found out what OPS package is just like what we called in the civilian world, which you all are still civilians. Mm-hmm. The notice of proposed adverse action, which begins the investigation, or they will at that point have an opportunity to have an interview like you all with the OPS, have an appointment time. You go and talk and share your side of the story. Then at the end of the day, the OPS package, once it goes up to wherever they investigate it, they make a determination, send it back to you. Either it's going to stand or it's going to be modified or it's going to get rid of. That's the same thing in the civilian world, which again, you all are still civilians, called final adverse action. So that I found out is basically the same. However, outside of that, you still supposed to be doing the progressive steps of discipline. That's in the city's civil code as civilians. To get to your OPS package or your MPAA or your FAAA. So here's the deal. If a person is abusing sick time, you can be out 3 days consecutively. And then on that 4th or 5th day, you bring in a doctor's note. Okay. That's one occurrence. One occurrence. Not you've been out 3 times, called 3 out days sick. So now you're abusing sick. 3 days out, one occurrence. Now next month or 2 months from now, You call out 1 day sick. That's another occurrence. Then maybe 4 months later or 2 months later, you out sick 2 days. That's another occurrence. Not two occurrences, one occurrence. So we're going to come up with a matrix to determine out of these occurrences, the city of Atlanta right now gives you up to 12 days a year. When you break it down, because we all get the same 4 hours point something, I think, per pay period. When you add all of them up, that's how many days a month? 1 day a month. So that's 12 sick days. So how are you abusing sick time when the city gives you 12 days a year? Hear me now.
So it's got to be more.
You get 12 days a year and you got those days. How you abusing sick time? So we got to get to the bottom of what is called excessive sick time. How are you abusing sick leave?
Yeah, and you can't. I don't know where they get from your off days. You could be off work and don't know you're going to get sick. You just happen to get sick. Now, I was talking to a union rep, and he's like, well, God forbid you get sick. You say you have COVID. You get COVID on your off day. Or you find out it while you're on your off day. You call in, you say, hey, just found out I got COVID. Or either you just go ahead and go to work because they told you this is what you have to do so you don't get in trouble. And you go in, and you got COVID, and you're sick. And they say, well, why are you at work with COVID? Well, I have to come to work because according to this paperwork, he said if I call out on my off day or in conjunction with an off day, before or going or coming back from an off day, then you are you might get written up. So that never really made sense.
That needs to stop because it's wrong.
That never made
They're
sense.
doing it wrong. Been doing it wrong. It's their interpretation.
So when you're doing y'all off day, how do y'all do y'all sick leave tracking?
If they sick, they sick. We don't deny sick time. Now, if I'm looking at my folks and I'm looking at their time. See, first of all, you need to start looking at your folks' time. You ain't even got no capability of doing that.
Well, I look at my 7 people that I have.
But when I'm looking at my folks' time and I see somebody's taking off a sick day every week in a month, or they're taking off the same Friday every month, for a while, it's a pattern. You got to determine a pattern. And what's the general rule of breaking a pattern? Isn't it 7 days? 7 times? Isn't that?
No, actually it's 30 days.
Is it 30 days?
To create a pattern.
Well, I mean, back in to change a habit.
It's 30 days.
It's 30 days.
Let me look it up. But it's
let's look it up. See, that's what you go by, how you change your habit. How long does it take you to change your habit? And then once you reach that plateau, then I'm gonna put you in the office and we're gonna have a conversation and say, listen, is this something I need to help you with? Because I'm noticing you're having a pattern now. For the past 30 days, you've been out, blah, 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 blah. And is something going on? Do we need to refer you to EAP? You want to talk? You don't want to talk, but going forward, you need to increase your time. You need to come to work.
Yeah.
That's what we call an oral admonishment. That means we had a counseling. And I just noted down in my supervisor's book that I talked with this employee on this day. And that's as far as it goes. It don't go on no file. He don't sign nothing or she don't sign nothing. That's just my note on this day we talk. So from that day on, I'm watching it again. 30 more days. Okay, you still doing the same thing. Now I got to bring you back in. Now I got to go a little further. Now you're showing a pattern. So now I'm going to be a little bit more stern and put it in documentation in writing. Okay, we had this counseling before, but now I'm documenting that if you continue to do this in the next 30-day period, then I'm going to have to be more stringent and you're going to have to start bringing in the doctor's note. I haven't put him on the active one yet. Okay. So now I see the pattern still going. There's no improvement. Guess what? Come on in. Now here's my letter of reprimand or letter or whatever y'all call it. Mm-hmm. Now I'm saying going forward for the next 90 days, anytime you call out sick, because on this date and the date before I counsel you about it, there's no change. There's nothing going on with you. You just calling and abusing your time. Not a sick leave abuse, because ain't nothing wrong with you. You ain't sick. You're not going to EAP. You're just abusing your sick time. So guess what? Now, anytime you call out, you got to bring in a doctor's note. That's how that works.
And that took about how many times before you actually gave? You gave
Well, I
several
gave
times
him
before
I
they
gave him at
correct the
least
behavior.
60 days, 30 days.
And that's all it's supposed to do.
Then another 30 days, because the way you all are doing it, y'all call out sick one time a month. Y'all
That's
are
it.
abusing time.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
I'm not an abuser of time.
But listen, when do you expect to take the time? You listen, let me say this. The city vacation is earned. Let's get this clear. According to the city of Atlanta, allegedly, vacation is earned and you accrue it by the years that you be there. Sick leave is a benefit that the city gives you. It's not earned, it's a benefit. And the city has been so gracious that they allow you to get more than 12 days a year, because some people have exuberated it and going into reserve sick time. That time is a benefit, a package to enlighten people, to bring people into the city. This is what we offer you more than what the public sector does. So in case you get sick and you need more time than 3 days that the legislation called for, you got a lot of time, at least you can get a paycheck while you're out sick. But 12 days up to a year is what you get technically. So if you've only been working for the city for 1 year and you never took off, at the end of that period, you're going to have rounded about 12 days of sick time. So why you can't use it? People out there, management, that want to put everybody on sick leave abuse. See, somewhere, somebody is not training. You talk about your training department. We need an HR training department to train these leaders and look at these rules that they make on their own when they want to make them. So there is a process. There is codes. There is legislation. What you got?
So it takes 18 to 254 days to form a habit. So at least 18 is the minimum. 18
days. So again, I give you 30 days. That's why I use 30 days. The 30-day rule. In 30 days, I'm looking at your pattern. Mm-hmm. If you out 2 days, 1 day every 2 weeks, I'm not, especially during pandemic, I ain't mad. I'm not talking to you.
No. And you don't know what people are dealing with. And now you have kids that are at home. So the parents have to be at home with the children. It's just a lot. Just like even with tardies, I don't get on to people about
we need to bring that back by being
because
tardy.
Number
That's
one,
6 minute rule.
they be up under the 6 minutes. Exactly. They're up under the 6 minutes. I'm not going to call you and say or give you. That's not something that I'm not going to be doing that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Now we do have this one employee that, boy, I don't even know why you every day
late
well
then at that point,
but they be working on it. I'll be this particular.
But see, you got people that's just habitually late.
Yeah, some people are, exactly. So you really gonna have some sympathy for them because she can't make it. She wouldn't make her funeral on time. That's how late Gina is.
I would be in the cast.
She won't be there. Gina will. She is not.
Time
doesn't mean anything to Gina. I don't know if it's age. I don't know, but time means nothing. I said.
She said.
I said age.
Oh, no, you didn't.
But so I don't 5-6 minutes, and if this person is not always late, I'm not gonna listen. And then they call and they say, "Hey, I'm gonna be late. I got blah 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 going on or whatever, or I'm stuck in
brilliant
whatever."
mind.
I'm not going to agree with that. But it's not a big deal right now. We work in a downtown area. To me, 5 minutes late, again.
But I thought we had a grace period anyway.
I was just going to say, if you put that grace period back in there, which they took away last year.
They didn't take it away from the full sector.
They took it from 911 sector. So
they just treat y'all like crap.
They do. They just,
y'all
you mean absolutely nothing in that center.
They just need to redo that whole center.
So should communications be going by the city code when it comes to sick leave? And if so, why aren't they doing it? Because it's confusing if we want to fight it. That's that's what the union.
It's not confusing to want to fight it because the union is fighting it.
Yeah.
What it is, we just haven't got. That's why this letter and all that we get ready to send, instead of sending it to one person, we want to make sure it gets to the entire leadership of this city. That's why we're sending it out to city council, the mayor, Chief Bryant, and Jeffrey Norman. We want all of them to get it at the same time to see the same stuff, to make some same changes.
Yeah.
You are civilians, need 911. You are not sworn. When we get listing of employees, which we get a different demographics report, we get a list of non-sworn and sworn. Your names, if you are an E911 dispatcher operator, if you haven't been raise your hand up to swearing in, wearing a weapon on your side, got a badge, and riding in a police car or sitting behind a desk, you are a civilian employee. And you need to be following the city employee for civil general
and it's
employees.
Supposed to, even the union rep said that that's what they're supposed to. If you have a conflict with what their policy is at 911 or any center that has derived something that's outside of the city code, then you're supposed to fall back to the city code, and that's how it's supposed to be. They don't do that.
No, because they're running it the way they want to.
Do it at all.
They don't have no overseer of that department. That's why I thought maybe that the communication need to be in its own entity with its own commissioner.
But again, if you get people that are in the same sector of close-knit friends, then you'll still run into the same problem.
No.
Unless
we're gonna
follow
get
the process that they're supposed to.
No, we're gonna get it. We're getting it.
I'm talking, but if you start over and get a whole new commissioner and all of that, if it's the same circle of, if what will solve the problem is to bring HR in. Let HR do the job that HR is supposed to do. That's it. Not that we telling HR, hey, this is what we want. No, HR is supposed to say, this is the policy. HR makes sure departments use the policies and procedures. That's what the job for HR is. That's what I've always read it to be. So if they do HR, if HR can come in and do that part and stick with it, this is what's supposed to be. Them forms that, or those sick leave policy form, the sick leave abuse form there and the sick leave warning form is the exact same. There is no difference of the wording, anything. You still gonna get 90 days that you're gonna be looked at. You still have to go through, everything is the same. So how, if those things were vetted through an HR department, if they were vetted through HR department, HR should have looked at that or would have been able to look at that and see that there was something wrong. How do you give an employee a warning and an abuse form at the same time in one setting? That's a problem. It's not. So we are supposed to go by what it is in the city code. That's what it's supposed to be. HR don't know the policy, so it's hard for them to advise or execute. Hey, honey, I haven't seen you in a while, Miss White. They're supposed to know the policy, except the policies that the departments make up on their own. But again, that should be vetted through an HR department. Now she giving me this look. You constipated?
He's stupid. No. I was trying to put on my face. I'll wait. HR department. I'll wait. No, I'm not. Thank you. She's right.
I got some fiber.
This is why you've been cracking on my age all morning. I'm gonna get you them spider legs up on your head. She's right. HR should be engaged, should know what they're doing, and should block a lot of this. What your problem is, you don't have a bona fide good HR department. Yeah, I said it over there. Mr. Norman, calling you out with the data and the science. Do the data and the science over there. Find out what's going on, why these people are not getting the right thing. Why can't we just say, y'all are doing this wrong, do it this way, this is the way it's done? Why? So we're going to get to the bottom of it, you guys. You hang in there. Hang in there. We're going to do the best we can. You know, I'm going to do the best I can to get out there and say what I got to say for all departments, because this what's going on in you all's area will help streamline what it needs to be on the other areas. Okay, so you hanging there. I wish somebody tell me what VOM. What is that? They said it again.
I don't know. Let me look it up. Everything you can find on Google. I Google everything.
She sure do.
Everything.
So I appreciate you guys chatting in. This has been a delightful day today, and you all were getting there. We had 100.
Oh, that's somebody advertising on us on our thing.
On our blog.
Yeah, they don't. They just doing some. Somebody just.
What does that say? Houseware? I can't read good.
What? Where?
Where it says VDL.
Yeah, that's somebody we don't know.
Oh well, we appreciate you coming on board.
They don't even see. It's just like a.
Oh, okay. Well, Ebony knows all about this. See, I'm not in. I just like to tell you what the deal is. I like to tell you the truth, and I like to answer your questions.
And I guess I like to lie.
What they say about Watershed? I see something about Watershed.
Watershed HR need help too, so it's definitely not just E911.
Exactly.
Yes, right.
So, and right now, Mr. Jeffrey Norman is over that entire HR department. And so we are going to work with him. Now that the inauguration is over, we got a new mayor, new council, MAK is over with. Maybe we can get down to some nitty gritty working now. We're still waiting on that phone call, Mayor Dixons, to invite Pace to the table so we can talk with you, with your new HR. What's that person? The COO.
Oh,
the new COO and Mr. Jeffrey Norman. And we're waiting on that. We're waiting on that meeting as soon as we can. But anyway, what am I supposed to say? What is this?
no.
Shut
Lord have mercy.
What am I supposed to say?
Nothing at all.
Oh, yes.
What?
I'm talking about HR.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Oh, no.
But Mr. Norman has been on top of his game.
He has.
I am not knocking that now because he came a long way with us. Especially me.
Yeah.
Because you said last week he about tired of hearing my.
He's come a whole. I mean, I appreciate it.
Yes, we appreciate Mr. Norman because Mr. Norman has come a long way. He's been a good influence with, but this is what I'm saying.
And he just wants you to get your own relationships with the departments.
But sometimes you can't.
Just don't.
Right, but it's a time where he's got to come out and say, you know what, Pace is right. Y'all got to do this.
So that's what they need to. Yeah, 21 days was, but when I looked up for 21 days for starting a habit, they said that was a myth because they started with the 30 days. But
I'm saying to you guys,
but
30 days is a rule. 30 days
is a rule.
30 days.
30 days.
That's
just your rule. Okay. Again, that go that day.
12.
But no, that's what the HR department should put something in place like we had in the MOU.
They
like
need to.
Last
well, it would be in our MOU
that during orientations or either a couple of times a year that your unions and your leadership teams of each department, they know what the unions are there for. That way, it won't be this friction between the two. Nobody's out to get anybody. We're just trying to work together because these employees, they are going to. Your employees can do one or two things. They can make you look good, or they can make you look bad.
They can come to work or they can quit.
They can, exactly. So you want them to do, and you want them to feel like they're valued. I went into work a couple of weeks ago and I was called Gina because the employees was just like, we appreciate Pace. We want to say thank you for giving us a voice because they felt like they didn't have a voice. And even in the surveys, they kept saying, please keep sending these surveys because people just never know. They're just dying on the inside. And departments just don't,
and for 1 minute, and don't think for one moment we don't get heartburn, acid reflux, indigestion, all of that. She talking about constipation. Everything, because it's not easy.
No.
Trying to go before these people that just don't seem to get it. And and it's common sense. Remember, I was talking about common sense. We don't have leaders sometimes with common sense. Every leader that's coming to the city, you have a right to run your department the way you feel, but you don't go against the city codes.
Yeah, it has to be in line.
It has to be in line with the city codes.
And I don't even think it's just lack of common sense. I think it's just that we're in these positions and we can do what we want to do.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. I'm in this
position.
Nobody. Yeah, I'm in this position, and who's gonna check? And nobody's going behind them checking to see if anything is being done. Nobody's doing no follow-ups.
We're going to try to change that for you guys. The most that we can do, the best we can do. We're going to try to change that for you all. Okay, so stand by. We're redoing our MOU. Hoping to get that signed. We're sending out that survey to you. And let me say this to you guys. talking about PACE. We appreciate all of you all that's been a member with us for a long time. Even some of you guys are still on board since the day that we incepted in 2005. And we appreciate your membership. And even the new ones that's coming on board.
Definitely.
We appreciate it. But don't let, and we only have a lot, just maybe I count less on my hand, that someone gets upset about a representation. They say, well, Gino, I wish you to represent. But listen, I'm the president. I'm the president of the union. I'm not a former representative of the union. Our representatives are Mike Pulliam, Anna Votto, and we have attorneys that's named Stephanie Moody and Stephanie Moody. Moody. I'm sorry, Moody. I'm sorry, Stephanie Moody, and Ramona Bird. I think that's her last name. And we have a regional director named Vince Champion. And Ebony and I are the ones that go and sit basically in front of council, and we talk to them about things that you guys bring to the table with us. Now, I will sit in on these representations when I know I want to be a part of that, because I'm about tired of these folks doing to you what they shouldn't be doing to you. But at the end of the day, when you get upset because you didn't win, because we have a very 98.99% win rate ratio, that means either we didn't have enough evidence for you to win, or you just lost. Now, we're going to be honest with you, and we will represent you regardless. But don't get mad and say, I want to get out. And then another month later, you want to get back in because you done got in trouble again. Guess what? We're going to put a stop to all that.
It's going to be about...
It's not fair to the members that's dedicated to this union, that pays their dues every payday to this union, that knows what it's worth. And right now, people, unclassified or classified, you need this union support. Oh, trust me, on your behalf, you need it. So please, whatever you do. We need yours. And we need your support. Because you guys, we're just here for you. We're the face of PACE. We're here for you. You. Remember, like the military? You are this union. We're the face. We're your voice that you can't speak unless you feel like you can speak. Speak to us. We take on your fight. So we appreciate all of you guys. And we're going to get that stuff out no later than tomorrow. I will be sending you an email to let you know, a newsletter that from the president of what we're doing, what has been going on so far. And by next Tuesday, we hope to have some answers and some resolves. No, we don't hope, we will. And we're going to start inviting some people. Remember we said we're going to start inviting council people. We want to get them.
We're waiting for everything to cool down.
In their first 100 days. And we're going to start having, and who knows, we can get so good at this, people that really likes us. We might even have Mayor Dickens might want to come on our podcast and talk to you guys. Wouldn't that be something?
Would be nice.
That would be nice.
So let's read these last two before we have to end the show. I didn't even realize we went over time.
We went over time because
we were late. The departmental HR is busy hiding poor leadership of the supervisors from central HR. If central HR, PACE, and labor relations work together to weed these leaders out, when can we expect a cleanup in communications, because it's needed?
Hopefully,
Sounds
when we
like
send
a plantation.
Hopefully, when we send out this email, this big package, it's going to get started cleaning up, because we're going to start making sure we get some stuff done. We're going to be asking for another meeting with Pendleton. That's the HR manager up in that area.
So when can we eat?
When we going to eat? As soon as I get off this podcast, I don't know what she got in there.
You don't smell that, do you?
Ain't nothing cooking.
I started cleaning. I got to cleaning the oven.
Ain't nothing in there to eat.
I meant to say it after the show. I didn't want you. She didn't smell anything cooking.
Now I'm going back into my not here mode. Not here. But anyway, I'm starved. I took my vitamins, my stomach curling, And she ain't got nothing in there. Talking about I don't see nothing, smell, and hear nothing, smell. I can't even talk. Guess I go to Dunkin' Donuts and get them snacking bacon.
Oh, Lord, you don't need
But anyway,
bacon.
you guys, it's been wonderful.
Great show.
What is if you?
I'm a feeder one kind of way, one way or another.
You don't want no hungry Gina at your table. The one thing I can say, let me tell you, the people that know me out there, Mayor Dickens, that would give you one heads up on Gina and Jeffrey Norman. He at least have a candy dish out on the table. Don't bring me to no meeting with no food, no donuts, no coffee, no nothing. Because if I'm hungry, at least ask me, did you eat yet?
And she's serious.
If my stomach is bothering me because I need something to eat, we're going to have a problem trying to negotiate.
That's the truth.
I'm just saying that.
All right.
But anyway, we love you guys. We appreciate your input. As we bring today's show to an end, we anticipate that we have been a beacon of hope to some, entertaining, and have been able to shed some light on all things city to you.
You start.
That's that same mess it was. Like, what does this mean?
What?
And have been able to shed light on all things city to you.
City related to you that are listening. We thank you for tuning in to Radio Connections with Pace.
Where it comes. I can't even do it.
Where
She
all
just
comes
mess-
together.
Listen.
Tune in, y'all.
Listen,
Next week.
I'm done with this teleprompter. Next week, we ain't gonna do this. Okay? Love y'all. You all be safe. Wear your mask. Get your vaccine if you can. Get your, what is that other one?
Booster.
Mm-hmm. Do whatever you need to do. Take advantage of things. And we hope you enjoyed our podcast today. And remember to tell your friends that hadn't been able to see us live and chat in. You can go back to YouTube and do all of that. And you tell them how to click on.
You tell.
I just know to click that little button down there and subscribe, and you will be notified.
There you go. There you go. You did it. Look at Gina. She did it. So again, y'all, don't be left in the dark. Join Radio Connections with Pace, again, where it all comes together. Stay up on all city news, up-to-date city news. If you are not a member, if you are not a member of this elite organization, PACE, Professional Association for City Employees is what it means. Join us now. You can join. Send us an email. You can put it in the chat if you want to, and we will send you an electronic, like that. I thought that in electronic member application. The dues are $16 per paycheck per pay period. So it's $32 a month. And that's probably the best $32 that you're going to spend, seriously. Again, we want to thank you guys for listening to Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together. And we will see you guys next week
with more city news. Have a good week. Stay safe. Love y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Click subscribe. Oh Lord. Okay.